What's going on, guys? This is Mike, the Detroit Borg, with a look at another SwitchEasy case. This time we're looking at the latest edition of the Capsule Rebel series, the CapsuleRebelX. Now, this worked with all versions of the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S. Now, really, this is just a design variation of the original Capsule Rebel series. This dates back to the original iPhone 3G and 3GS, and the iPhone 4 only had one version, while the iPhone 3G and 3GS had quite a few variations. So SwitchEasy has finally introduced something new. You can see this has that X or crossbone design, and this had that rib design. Now, these Capsule Rebel series cases are hybrid cases, meaning there is a harder exoskeleton with a softer liner, so you combine both the rigidity of a hard case with the shock protection of a softer case. Now, like all SwitchEasy cases, they come with a variety of included accessories, including 2 screen protectors, 2 sets of dock and earphone plug protectors, so these insert into those openings to protect them from dust and water. We also have a microfiber wipe, a video viewing stand, and what really draws me to SwitchEasy are these universal dock adapters, which are designed to connect to, Apple's universal dock adapter or universal dock, or whatever media dock you have, like an iHome. And this is designed to fit the iPhone with the case on, so these are custom designed for each case. Now, taking a look inside the packaging, below this little compartment, we have all of those accessories, including 2 dock adapters, one black, one white, depending on the color of your dock. We also have a video stand, so this allows you to prop up the iPhone for viewing on a table. And of course we have the case, pop that out, and we have another insert with the remainder accessories. So we have those dock and earplug protectors, so again these insert into the openings of the iPhone and match the case. We also have a card for applying the screen protectors, which are back here. We have a little instruction booklet and a little microfiber wipe. See if there's anything special on it, maybe SwitchEasy logo. Nope, just a plain microfiber wipe. Alright, so let's get that mess out of the way and take a look at the case. Taking a look at the case, you can see it's a 2-piece design that's meant to come apart for installation or interchangeability. So if you want to change up the colors, you can mix and match as you please. So all you have to do is pop the corners off, makes it very easy. Certainly an improvement over the other Capsule Rebel series, which is quite a bit harder to remove because there's a lot more ribs that you have to pop off. So of course we have our exoskeleton, which is pretty small by comparison to the Capsule Rebel, the original Capsule Rebel series, which was this entire spine. So this is much simpler. So you can see it's pretty rigid, but it's a little flexible, so this allows for easy installation. Of course, the inner liner is softer, and it wraps the entire iPhone in the softer material, which is great for sealing out dirt and dust, as well as providing good shock protection. And if anything gets between the iPhone and the case, this does a better job sort of stabilizing it so it doesn't rub against the delicate glass back of the iPhone 4. Now, if you look at how the case interfaces with buttons, you can see that there are actually little nubs there that sort of push on the buttons, so this makes it work better through the soft material. Same with the home button. So all the buttons are covered, so it provides good protection for those. Of course, you have openings for the mute switch, headphone jack, camera, and flash. Now, installing this case is pretty easy once you've removed the exoskeleton, so just sort of pop it in, button side first, snap it into place, and it wraps the phone. So now you can see there's not a lot of structural rigidity there, and that's where that exoskeleton comes into place. So all you have to do to put that on is snap it into place. There we go. Now, taking a look around the case, you can see it's very dimensional, so there's quite a bit of material on the back of the phone. They add some shock protection, and if you look toward the profile, you can see it actually will lay flat on the table. Even though it looks like it's uneven, it lays flat. That's certainly an improvement over the Capsule Rebel, which had this ridge down the middle, which would allow the phone to rock back and forth. Now, looking at the camera and flash cutout, you can see we have a black ring that goes around the entire cutout, but it's not very large. This is definitely one of the smaller cutouts I've ever seen for a case. Usually they want to leave a lot more room for that flash, and that's partly the problem with this design. There isn't a lot of material to support the camera cutout without compromising the design. So unfortunately, this is a huge problem because there is a lot of glare with this camera. So if I take a photo with the case on and with the case off, there is lots of glare. Now, looking at the bottom, we have ample cutouts for the 30-pin dock connector along with the microphone and speaker. Now on the side, we have our volume controls, which actually stick out above the case, so they feel very tactile. Again, they operate very smoothly. We also have our mute switch, which is quite recessed here, so it takes a little work to get your finger in there to operate it, but it's not too bad. It's actually not as bad as Apple's bumper case. On the top, we have an ample cutout for the headphone jack along with the noise cancellation microphone, as well as a covered sleep-wake button, which again works very well through the material. Looking at the edge, we have an excellent lay-on table design, so there's a lot of material here to protect the glass when you lay it flat on the table. There's also quite a bit of rigidity here, so it doesn't really flap around too much. Again, this exoskeleton adds a lot of strength, particularly at the corners. Now you can see no part of that hard case makes contact with the iPhone, so it's completely covered with this softer material. Now quickly taking a look at those accessories, we have two sets of dock connector and earphone jack connectors, and you can see they're color coordinated to the case. So if we install one, in fact, you can see it leaves just enough room for the noise cancellation microphone. And this dock protector will prevent dust and other things from accumulating inside the dock while it's in your pocket. Now, overall, I'm a big fan of the Capsule Rebel series of cases. They're definitely one of the best cases in terms of combining both design and shock protection. Certainly, this design isn't for everybody, and of course, we do have another option here, which again may not be for everybody. But if you really like cases and you really like to mix it up, I think the SwitchEasy Capsule Rebel series is definitely one to look at. You certainly can get this in a wide variety of colors, and that certainly adds a lot of value to some people. For me, this case is a little too, I guess, unusual. I don't think I'll be wearing it too often. But I definitely would recommend this to anybody who wants a case that provides a lot of shock protection. So this is in that same league as OtterBox cases, which are very popular. But if you want something with a little more design and a little more color options, I think this is definitely a case to get. It's well made. It feels nice in the hand, has this nice grippable texture, but it's not too sticky or slippery, so if you put this in your pocket, it won't get jammed in there. Generally, I don't really recommend white, even though I got the white version here, because the softer material and the harder material don't quite line up, and the softer material tends to discolor over time, as I experienced with the original Capsule Rebel. Now, the other problem I've noticed with this case is that since this material seems to be a little too soft, it sort of sags along the chin, and it sort of deforms at the top. Again, that's the exoskeleton of the case sort of pushing in on it. So that doesn't look as precise as I would like to see. The SwitchEasy Eclipse is still my favorite because you don't see any of that. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.